Hello and welcome to my channel, On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And let's find out what's been on the hook. I welcome you everyone to my show. I hope you enjoy yourself. Grab a project or something to drink and sit with me while we chat a little bit about crochet. No knitting today, but a little diamond painting update later on in the show. But I want to welcome you if you're a new subscriber. I have had quite a few new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining up with our channel. And for a lot of those of you who just watch my show and you don't subscribe, please subscribe. That way you'll know every time that I send out a video, and you'll be notified, and you can watch it or not, but at least you'll know that it's out there and you're not missing any of the progress that I'm making on my whips or anything that I wanted to talk about crochet or diamond painting. So please subscribe and like this video before you click away. If you know you're going to like it, go ahead and like it now. That way YouTube will know that you were here, and I will know that you've been there. So I appreciate that so very much. And thank you for all the wonderful comments. Again, you send such beautiful comments to me. I am so thankful for you, because when I read your comments, I am so uplifted. It is a wonderful thing to receive comments. So thank you so much for dropping comments in the comment box. And also, that is a way to join in the giveaway. So we'll be doing that at the end of the show. Now, today I want to talk about a few housekeeping items, and Patricia and Rhonda, I am sending your gifts out tomorrow. I just found your emails. I apologize. I know, Patricia, I found yours a little while back. But everybody is caught up now. So everybody has claimed their gift, and I'm just excited about that. I don't have to do a redo on any of the gifts. So that means that you care enough to go back and watch the video and maybe find out if you were the winner or not. So thank you all for that. Everybody's caught up. So we're having a new giveaway today, and then one for next week as well. So stay tuned for that. Another thing I wanted to tell you is that I have received my third kit from the Annie's Kit Club, and I'm doing the Moroccan Tiles Holiday Spice Afghan in collaboration with Annie's, and that's such a wonderful website. They have lots of great kits on there, monthly kits for all kinds of neat things, so you might check it out. And I'll put a link to this particular Afghan in the description box. Some of you have bought the Afghan in the last week or two, and if you did, then you're probably starting out with number 1. I'm on number 3, but you can catch up. It's not too far behind. If you work on it a little bit every day, you'll have it. And also, those videos that come along with it are so helpful. I'm watching them and I'm using them to try not to make mistakes instead of just reading the written pattern. But I do follow the written pattern along with it, so that if I have to do something repetitive, I can go back to the written pattern and not have to watch the video again. But they are very, very helpful. And if you're a beginner crocheter, you can do it. So be sure that if you want to crochet along with me on this Afghan, go out and take a look at it. I'll place the link down in the bottom in the description box so you can find it. I would like to say that I am the designer of the month for Petra's Happy Place. Then Petra, thank you so much. Petra's a new channel, and her name is Petra's Happy Place. That's where you find it. I'll put a link in the description box. And she has decided to make some of my patterns, and thank you, Petra. That's very, very sweet. And I've offered to supply some patterns to her for giveaways, so be sure you go over there and check it out. You might win one of the On the Hook patterns from Petra. So thank you, Petra, for awarding me that lovely title, Designer of the Month. I appreciate it. Now let's get into the show. Today, what I'm wearing. I've reached back into 2021. I'm bringing out some patterns that I designed when I first started my channel and my Etsy shop. I was so excited. I did things just every single week. I'm just amazed at all the patterns that I have out there. A lot of you have not seen those. As Mr. On the Hook pointed out the other day, he said probably half your subscribers has never even seen you model any of your clothes. So I'm going to select a few in the next month or 2 or 3 and wear those. And then now, as you know, I don't know if you realize it, but our weather here is almost springtime weather. Today it is almost 70 degrees. It was warm today, and I'll show you in a minute what I was wearing out and about to run some errands this morning. But right now, I wanted to show you this sweater pattern. This is from winter of 2021, and it's called City Shadows. And I'll put the name of it right here along the screen because I may not be pronouncing it clearly enough. City Shadows. This is the pattern on my Etsy shop. It's called City Shadows. And I had so much fun making this sweater, and I want to show you some of the detail on it because I wanted to make a sweater that was special in every way. And so I decided to use two colors. I used the black and the red, two of my favorite colors in the whole world. I love black and red. And I made this from City Tweed. I crocheted it with the DK weight, and the colorway is called Obsidian, 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 and that's the color of a stone. Beautiful, beautiful tweed color. Look at that. Just gorgeous, just gorgeous. City Tweed is one of my favorite yarns. I have lots of favorite yarns, but this is one of my more favorite, slightly luxury yarn. It's not extremely luxury, but it's a very nice yarn. It is 55 merino, 25 superfine alpaca, and 20% Donegal tweed. And the tweed is, of course, the little neps in there. Those are called neps, and they're little tiny pieces of yarns that are different colors, and they mix them in with this yarn. And it's a very nice job too. They don't stick out too far. They blend in very nicely with the yarn. So I'm going to stand up and show you the City Shadows sweater. Well, I'm modeling the City Shadows sweater today. And this, of course, was made with City Tweed all the way through. This red color is called Romance. This is called Obsidian. And what I did was I placed quite a bit of ease in this. This has 8 inches of ease. So there are 4 inches on each side, obviously, to spread it all around, but it's 8 inches of ease. So it's fairly large. It's a fairly roomy sweater. It's not terribly boxy. It's just roomy. That's what I call roomy. And the trim is done around the neck and around the bottom of the sweater and also around the sleeves. And I'll show you that detail when I step back up to the camera. Also, the sleeves are crocheted in a triad pattern, which is what some people call the granny square pattern or the granny pattern. It's 3 double crochets in 1 stitch, and then you go to the next, I maybe skip one and do 3 more double crochets. So it makes a triad or a 3-part pattern all through here, from here down to the bottom. Actually, I did the bottom with single crochet. I did not do a rib finish on either the bottom or the sleeves. And we'll step up and show you a little bit more after I show you the back. This, I'm just wearing this with a tunic black t-shirt underneath. It's not cold today, so it's very comfortable though, because wool, I have found, is very comfortable whether it's just barely cool outside or it's freezing outside. I find myself being very comfortable in wool. So just basically discovered this a couple years ago and really enjoying wearing wool most of the year. So I hope you like this. This is on my Etsy shop called City Shadows. Now, I was running out of yarn when I made this. I remember when I made this particular sweater, I was running out of yarn in the red color. I only had one of these 50-gram balls of Romance, which is the red color. And I did 1 row of single crochet around the neck. And, you know, honestly, that's enough for this. I don't have a problem with it. You can, of course, do 2 or 3 rows around the neck if you want to, but I only did 1. I also did some of the triad stitch around here for the contrast. And also at the bottom, I did a triad stitch here. No, I didn't. I did 2 rows of single crochet and then the triad stitch in place of the rib at the bottom of the sweater. So if you can see that, I did the triad here and the triad on the sleeves. And I really like that look. It makes the sweater look a little bit more interesting than just a plain double crochet, which is what this is. I think this is double crochet. You have to look in the pattern. I'm pretty sure it's double crochet. And but I like the weight of the yarn, the DK weight, because crochet is a little bit heavier finished product than knit. Then you, when you can lighten up your yarn a little bit, it does help. And this is the City Shadows pattern. That's what it looks like on my Etsy shop. Not difficult to make, and it will fit you the very first time. So let's move on to see what Crystal's wearing today. Now, Crystal is wearing my brand new Northwest vest. I did finish this. The original is done in basic stitch in a darker color, and I decided to make this with a very light color, and this is the Mary Maxim Aran Irish Tweed. That's what the label looks like. The neat thing about this vest is that the ribs that I've incorporated into the crochet pattern go to the side here. They run horizontally, so they're running east and west. That's what I call it. And then the front is running north and south. So I call it the northwest vest, just for fun. But it's a very easy vest to make. Let me get Crystal back here. The only trim that I have on this is 1 row of single crochet all around the edge. That's one change that I made to the pattern. I think the pattern calls for more than 1 row, or half double crochet, I think, but I just used single crochet around the edge, made sure I had plenty of them in the corner here so that the collar would lay flat. Now, right here, I only used 1 row of single crochet around the armhole, so it's very quick to make. You don't have to spend a lot of time edge finishing this. You first crochet the back of the sweater, and it starts right here under the front of your arms. It starts here, goes all the way around here and under the front of this arm. So you're making this whole piece at one time from the bottom up. All right, and then you're crocheting the back, and you have to shape the back a little bit. It's not difficult. You go all the way up here to the top. So you crochet the back first, and then you crochet the fronts, and they're separate. You have to sew them on right here. It's not a big deal. It's only a seam about this long, and then one on the shoulder, which is about 2 inches. So what I did was I made the front of the vest a little bit shorter so that the back would come up over the shoulder and it wouldn't roll back. And as I've found, making sweaters, if the back is a little bit longer and comes up around the shoulder a little farther, then the sweater doesn't tend to roll back. And that's just a little tip that I've learned over the many, many years I've crocheted. I finally figured out why it was that my sweaters would sometimes roll to the front. Now, it's no big deal for me, but I thought, well, you know, to make it perfect, I'm going to try that. And the shoulder seam is right about here. So it's up toward the front. The regular shoulder would be right about here. And I know her seam isn't just right. Her seam is up too close. But the shoulder is right here at the top of her arm, and the seam is in the front. So the back was about 2 rows longer than the front. And when you make one of these, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's not difficult to understand. Once you see the pattern and how it's put together, it makes it very easy. And also, the collars are just a function of the square fronts on here, and they just fold back very easily. And instead of using a button on this, which I did on my original, I am using a scarf pin, and I have a scarf pin right here. It is very simple. It's a little bronze, like a safety pin. And I get this just right, the way I want it to look on my outfit or whatever I'm wearing under it. And then I use the scarf pin to hold it together. And if you don't want to wear it that way, you can just wear it loosely and very casually like that, you know, and it'll stay on you just fine, especially if you do the back the way I just explained right there. If you do the back a little bit longer than the front, then you'll be in good shape. So you do the back first, and then you crochet the front a little bit shorter, basically, is what you're doing. A couple inches shorter, and then you'll have it. So there you go. So that is the Northwest vest, and you can find this on my Etsy shop. Now let's talk about whips, and that is work in progress or works in progress if y'all are not familiar with that term. I have a lot of new subscribers, so I want to be sure when I say an acronym or, you know, several letters in a row that you'll know what I'm talking about. So WIP is a work in progress, and I have Jeannie's Granny Throw is still on the hook and excited to have it there. And I've made all of these squares now. All the squares are finished, and I am now putting the edging on. See, some of them have the white edging on and some of them don't. So the ones that don't, I'm working on right now. So I have about, this many to go to put the edging on. And this many I have done the edging on. So I'm really working hard. When I'm in my chair in the living room, if I'm watching TV, I'll do one square, and that means just putting the edging on. It's 2 rows of the triad stitch. So this is what one of the granny squares looks like. It's going to be so beautiful. I'm really excited about it, and I will write the pattern for this square and for how to put it together. And then I'm going to put a pretty edging on it too, so it'll be really nice when you finish it. So that's Jeannie's granny throw, and it will be coming out as soon as I can get it out the door. One note about the granny throw, I am using 100% superwash merino, not sponsored. This is Lion brand, and the throw is actually in wool. You can certainly do it in acrylic, not a problem at all. In fact, I'm using one of these, that's City Tweed, in a different color. I'm using just acrylic. I think this is wool and a little bit of acrylic. I don't remember what brand that is, or this one. What I did was I went to my stash and I found all the little colors that would look nice in my granny throw, and I put them in a box, and I just made all the squares that I could. I didn't repeat any squares. All these squares are a different color, and a lot of them were in an Advent box from last year and this year from Craft House Magic. And she dyes the most beautiful yarns. Look at that. It's just beautiful. And the little balls made one square. So I think it was about 4 ounces, 2 ounces or something. I don't know. Not very many ounces. And might have been 10 ounces, because I used some of these to make my Christmas baubles, and that pattern's out there too under gifts, and that's a Christmas bauble you can put on your tree. And I didn't make any this year because I was busy doing other things, but a lot of people bought that pattern and were making Christmas ornaments with it. So I used some of my little stash that I had in the Advent calendars to make those baubles last year. So I had several on my tree, but I didn't make any more this year. And that's the yarn that I'm using to make the Jeannie's granny throw. But I also have the Hobie No Shades of Gray challenge, and this sweater is coming right along. Okay, I'm on the sleeves now. Let me get over here. This sleeve I'm working on. See all of my decreases there that I'm marking with the stitch marker. I'm marking them all, so I'll know exactly how to make this other sleeve when I get to it. So this sleeve is working down a little past the elbow. That's how far I am right now. So I have a little ways to go, and then I'll be probably adding rib to it like that. I think I have ample yarn to do that with, but the color work is very simple with this, and I've selected 4 colors, and Hobie sponsored me on this particular sweater. So thank you, Hobie. It's beautiful, and I love it. I'm going to get so much wear out of it. Now I've got to hurry and finish it though, because it's due on the 22nd or the 23rd, and it's also getting warm here, so I won't be able to wear that too much, but next winter I certainly will. Now I'm making that with the winter striped sweater and cowl pattern. This is on my Etsy shop, of course. All of the things that I make, I try to publish on my Etsy shop so that you can make your own. It'd be kind of fun, especially to make one of these. I know y'all have made several of these. Several of you have made several of these. And I have another one on the hook as well that I haven't worked on because this takes precedence. So thank you, Hobie, for sponsoring me on making that No Shades of Gray sweater. I have one more whip to show you, but before that, let's take a look at my diamond painting progress for the week. Hello, diamond painting lovers. This is my weekly update on my last diamond painting that's very, very large. I'm going to probably move to some smaller diamond paintings from now on, but this is a very large painting, and I've been keeping you up with the progress that I've been making on it. And right now, I am right here on the top level. Last time I was down here somewhere, I think over here. So I wanted to show you that this is where I've gone so far, all the way across here. I'm just excited to be finishing. I have 3 more sections to go. I've started this one. As you can see, I have a few diamonds on there now. Let me turn this on. This is what it looks like now. I've just done 2 or 3 colors here. I haven't really done a lot of work on it, but I did finish all of this, all of this, all of that, and the corner up here. Just beside myself. I'm so excited. Probably by next week, I hope that I will have this finished, and I'll lay it out for you and show you the whole thing, some close-ups, some detail, and some visuals back away from the painting so you can see what it looks like at a distance. It's more beautiful than it is up close, really, because you can see that the colors blend in so beautifully back here. So I wanted to show this to you. This is a quick update, And I will be hopefully finishing this week or maybe next. That was for all of you diamond painters out there. I have a lot of people who write me now and say, I'm into diamond painting. I love it, love it, love it. And so that's why I do it. And also to inspire others to try it, or just something to look at. You don't have to do anything. You can sit there and just enjoy the work that I'm putting in on it, because I am putting in quite a bit of work on that. But really, really loving it. It's so much fun. And you have to love the painting. Be sure if you buy a diamond painting canvas and drills that you absolutely love the painting, because you're going to be looking at it for quite a few hours. So be sure that you love it. And I do love the ones that I do. I loved every one that I've done so far. And mostly because I have selected diamond paintings from the classic painters, and those are the most beautiful paintings, and they mean the most to me. So I really have enjoyed doing those diamond paintings. So just wanted you to see the progress I've made on that. Now for my next whip, my last whip is a beautiful, beautiful sweater, and this is the multicolor cardi that's out on my Etsy shop, of course. And I'm finished with the back, and I'm also finished. Well, yeah, I'm almost finished with the side front here. So that'll go around the front. The front is here, and this is the back, of course, but I always hold it up to myself because, you know, you're basically the same length in the back and the front. And I'm using a lace stitch across here, sometimes every 6th row, sometimes every 5th row, depending on where it shows up. But you can't really tell the difference when you're looking at it. You can't tell if I'm using 6 or 5 rows. And of course, if you are one of those people that wants to have everything just so, you can do always 5 rows in between your lace rows. That way you can space them out so that when you go to decrease on the neckline side of the sweater, then you won't be interrupted by a lace row. You can decrease between the lace rows, one side or the other. You're also going to decrease a little bit for the armhole so that it will fit nicely when you put it on. So again, this is the multicolor cardi, and made with City Tweed. Oh, how many things am I making with City Tweed today? City Tweed DK. This is called Coastal. That's the colorway, and it is gorgeous. Look at that. It is just, I'm just loving it. I'm just loving it. And again, I plan to wear this with a black long sleeve t-shirt or short sleeve t-shirt, maybe even a black tank top when it gets warm, or a turtleneck if it's still cool outside. So it's very versatile, and the black and the blue will look beautiful together. So I can't wait to model this. Maybe I'll be done in the next week or so. Again, spring is upon us. Spring is here in the South. I don't know about y'all in the North. You may have some time to make a sweater if you want to, or make one for next year. I'm still looking at next year. I've got several things over here that are in timeout that I might finish next fall and winter for the colder season. But we're coming up on some warm weather, so I'm really excited about that. But anyway, that's my last whip that I wanted to talk about. So let's talk about giveaways. As you know, I have a giveaway every single week. I love giving things away, and some projects that I've started that you can frog or finish, or I have some brand new projects that you can make with brand new yarn. So for the first gift is it is the Busy Bag pattern that I'm giving away. This is already printed up and in the plastic for you. So if you win this, you'll get this pattern. Very easy, really cute too, to grab and go out, especially in spring and summer. And you can make it out of any color you want. But this is actually made with the same yarn that I used to make the prototype. Here it is. This is how it looks when you wear it on your shoulder. You can also, of course, make that strap much shorter, and then you could just make it into a handheld or a bag that you just put on the front of your arm just to get into your car or whatever. Really like that bag. It's so lightweight too, and I made it with Rewind yarn. This is from Lion Brand. The colorway is Moto Jacket, and that's a gray color. Get that up there where you can see it. It's really pretty. It's a tape yarn, and it's not hard to crochet with. It's just like regular yarn. You get used to it in about 3 stitches. It's not a big deal. I have 3 skeins of this to give away. So the person who used Busy in the comment and is selected by the random comment picker on YouTube will win the 3 skeins of yarn. Now you can make a busy bag out of a skein and a half, so you really have enough to make a couple of busy bags. Our second winner will win the Scapies Whirl yarn. Is that gorgeous or what? It's really, really pretty. Look at all that cherry color right there. Really pretty. This is called Cherry Pie. That's the colorway, Cherry Pie. And let me get around here to find out what it is. 60 cotton, 40 acrylic. So I think you could probably wash this. And you could probably make a whole shawl out of that. That is just beautiful. Really, really like that. That is so pretty. It's great for spring though. Beautiful spring colors right there. So that will go to winner number 2 in addition to the Lamia diamond. And this is just one skein that I had of this, but it's not been used. It's 100 grams, 70 acrylic, 30 microfiber. And it's really, really soft. You can make a lot of things from this, but I just wanted to give this away. So I'm going to give it away to the winner of the Scapies yarn right there. I'll give it away to them. So we'll have 2 winners today. The keywords were cherry and busy. So let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins these gifts today. Here we are at the computer, and I'm going to select 2 winners for today. I'm going to use the word cherry for our first gift, and that is the word for the Scapies yarn and also the Lamia yarn, and those will go to the same winner. And there are 192 people in the comment section that wanted that particular yarn. So let's find out who wins the Scapies yarn, and that is Terry Stevenson. Terry Stevenson, you have won the Lamia yarn and also the Scapies yarn. So congratulations. Now let's go over here, and we're going to change the keyword, and that keyword was busy, B-U-S-Y, busy. Find out how many people wanted the busy bag pattern and the yarn. 162. So let's go over here and find out who wins the busy bag pattern and also the rewind yarn. And that is Takesha Robinson. Takesha, you have won the rewind yarn and the busy bag pattern. Congratulations to both winners today. Congratulations to our winners. I hope you enjoy your gifts. Please send me your mailing address and I'll get that off to you as soon as possible. Now, next week we have 4 winners. The first winner will receive 3 skeins of Premier Home cotton, and that's 131 yards on the skein. This is 85% cotton, 15% polyester. So it will really hold up. I love the color too. It's a coral color, and I think they call it guava. Beautiful, beautiful color. Still in the package. And that is a gift from Peg Chandler. Peg, thank you so much. I knew that I couldn't get this crocheted up, so I wanted to give this away to a lucky, lucky winner. So the first winner next week will receive the Premier Home cotton. And the keyword there is home, H-O-M-E. So be sure you write that in your comment if you want to win this yarn. This is a size 4 worsted yarn. So very easy to crochet with, and I'm sure you can find lots of things to make with that. Now, winner number 2 will receive 6 skeins of Sugar and Cream by Lily, and this is cotton yarn. It's a size 4, and let's see how many yards are on each one. 95 yards on each skein. So you have 6 skeins there. It's a worsted weight. Each skein is 2 ounces and 95 yards. So you have about 580 something yards that you can do something with. So that's a real pretty color too. It's kind of a pink with yellow and red all mixed in, and there's an orange in there as well. So obviously spring colors, lots of spring colors, as is this yarn too, all spring colors. So Peg, again, thank you for Peg Chandler for supplying this yarn for me to give away, and thank you so very, very much, Peg. So we're going to say cream is the key word. So cream is the key word for that, and home is the key word for the Premier Home cotton. So there again, Be sure to put that in your comment if you want to be in the running for one of these gifts. Our third gift today is the April 23 edition of Just Cross Stitch. If you're a cross stitcher or know someone who does, I give this every season. I give this away to whoever wins it. And I'm not cross stitching right now, so I'm going to give this to a lucky winner. So next week when we select the winner, you will have had the word cross in your comment. So the keyword is cross there. I wanted to show you a few things in here too. This is so gorgeous. This is the front picture of a cross stitch that they included right there. Let me get that up there where you can see it. Beautiful, beautiful picture of a windmill and all those beautiful tulips in the front ground there. This is another item I wanted to show you. First Flowers, which is a cosmetic bag that you can cross stitch, and it tells you in here how to make the cosmetic bag as well. It looks pretty easy to me. I've done a few of those and they are not difficult to make. So that is a pretty design as well. Then Birds of Spring, which is a very pretty take of the spring birds that you might see around your home and the names of the birds. So those are all in that particular framed piece. Really like that. Love birds anyway. And if you love to keep this up on your wall all year round, this is called Alleluia, and it's a beautiful, it's called Sing Praise, sorry, and the word on there is Alleluia. And the colors are Advent and Lent colors. That's purple and gold. Very beautiful, beautiful framed print, and looks pretty easy to do, actually. Doesn't look difficult. So that would be easy enough. If you're a beginning cross stitcher, you should be able to do that one. So anyway, this is the third gift next week. The keyword is cross, and if you're interested in that, put that in your comment and you'll be in the running. Oh my, we have a brand new Crochet World here for April of 2023. This is the newest version of Crochet World. Love this magazine. Just love, love, love it. And there's several things in here I want to show you. First of all, that's a pretty bag on the front that is done with granny squares, and I'm kind of working with granny squares right now. I'm not wild about all the multicolored granny squares, but you know, they're starting to grow on me. I'm going to have to give in and love the granny square. This is also a Primavera wrap, which is very pretty. Let me get that over there. There it is right there. Isn't that pretty? So springy, and you could wear that going out. She's wearing that over a denim dress. Isn't that cute? I like that. That dresses up that denim dress for sure. Here's another one that I really liked. This is the over-under armchair pocket. I'll get that right there. You just hang that over your chair in the living room or wherever you are, and you can put your glasses in it, or your crochet hooks can all fit down in there. As long as you don't have a toddler around that can take those crochet hooks out, you're in good shape. Also, let me show you one other thing that's in here. Oh, this is the same thing. This is Granny on-the-go bag, and let's see if I can get this back here. This is a little bit better picture of it right here. Really cute. Looks very simple to make. The pattern is in here. And then another thing I thought was pretty is the Granny Stitch Inspirations Throw. And that is here. This is very pretty. Look at that. Now that is pretty. It has a little bit of granny in it, but not much. There's some little triads right in there. And then they, of course, have the triads and the flowers there spread out. I think that's cute. That looks a lot easier to make than some of the very intricate granny squares with the roses that stick up on the top. Those are beautiful too, but a little bit much for me. But I do love the Granny Stitch. I have some on my sweater right here. Those are the that's the Granny Stitch, I think you call it. It's a triad's what I call it. But anyway, this is the Crochet World for April. And the keyword here is Granny, G-R-A-N-N-Y, Granny. We have a lot of fun giving things away. And those magazines are coming in fast and furious. There'll be some next week as well. So I wanted to let you know that. If you received something great from this video, please like the video down at the bottom. of the page and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. It doesn't cost 1 penny. Now, we'll remind you, if you're not a member of the community, please be a member of the community. And all you do is click the link down in the description box, and you will be a member of the community with your email address and your name, first name, and your month and day of your birthday, so I can send you a greeting. And we also send out special offer codes when new patterns are published, and you get some other free patterns. Sometimes at Christmas I feel generous and I'll send out some free patterns to the community only. So be sure you join up. I don't send out very many emails at all, and so I would hope that you would join the community, and that way you'll be the first to know when I publish a pattern, and also you'll get that special offer code that only community members receive. So I hope you've had a great time today. I have. I've enjoyed being with you and chatting with you and sharing with you some of the things that I'm working on. So join me next week to find out what's on the hook.